I'm giving it my best shot, babe. I win a little every day. I thought I'd be over this. It don't seem to go away.
What's up, Unheard Gems? Today we're joined by Andrea Desmond. We're really happy to have you here. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing really well. So first off, just so we can get to know you as an artist, when did you first know you wanted to pursue music, and when did you really start working on your music?
I knew that I wanted to pursue music basically when I was taking piano lessons, and I wasn't necessarily like a big fan of the lessons when I started about age 5, but around age 10 was when I started writing my own music, and that's just when I knew, like, at the end of my songs I would write my own pieces, and I just felt so passionate about it. I would spend hours and hours just writing and totally in my zone, and like staying up late at night working on a song. So I'd say that felt like passion.
Yeah. And then, so how would you describe your style of music and you in general as an artist?
My style is bridging into the pop world while maintaining my own original thing that I guess I've just had for at least 10 years, and I've been growing and developing as an artist. I've gone through many phases, but right now it's a little more electronic and inspired by Sia and Ellie Goulding, and I just really want to spread a message to the world through my art.
That's really cool. So then sort of on the inspired by Sia and Ellie Goulding, what inspires you to write music? So not necessarily who your inspirations are, but it can be that. But when you write, what inspires you?
Um, a lot of my songs are lately about the light and kind of just making it through whatever is going on in life. So it could be real life situations going on. For me, it's real. But I kind of think generally too, and sometimes the words just kind of come out of me about making it through some hard times. Like Inner Fire was finding that fire to keep going, and that reflected on a journey that I had for many years, pursuing my career and who I am and everything. So the strongest was that one was actually real life. I was going through some just fears holding me back, and some not good dreams, and that's reflected in the music video that you'll see. And so that's the time that an artist has got to write, going through those times.
For sure. And then what's your creative process when you write? Like, I know some people just always have like their notes open in their phone, or they have a journal. What's it for you?
Well, it's different every time. But I do tend to write it down physically by hand, lyric wise. There's something about the power of the pen. I eventually do get it into a Word document. I've learned to kind of put that up into the cloud so that it doesn't get lost. I usually just get out a voice memo on my phone, and like if I'm playing piano, I'm just like recording myself playing and singing, and I like have a bunch of versions because what happens is the song keeps evolving. I'm still writing it, but I know that I've got to record it so that I don't forget it. So I just have a bunch of different takes, and then at the end I kind of have it and write it down. So
yeah.
It can all come at once, like singing and vocals, or it can come in pieces.
For sure. And then now onto your newest song, The Strongest. So what's that song about for you, and what do you think your listeners should be able to take away or draw when they listen to that song?
I'm really hoping that listeners can take this into themselves and their own world and apply it to whatever's going on for them. It was actually more just a song that I needed to write for me, and my producer and my producer's name is SR, and he was co-writing with me, and we just got into a place of like, we got to get to something real and meaningful and like dig deeper on what's going on. And I just really, I was like, well, should I talk about this to the world? But apparently that's what people want to hear and need to hear. And so I let myself be vulnerable. And like I mentioned, I was going through anxiety in life. I think that can happen, and to a lot of people with everything going on, and it was reflected in my dreams. I was having nightmares. So I really worked through that, and I worked through it by writing this song. So just, yeah, the idea of not letting your fears hold you back.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful message too. I definitely, when I listened, it definitely comes through that way.
Thank you. I'm glad to know.
It's a great song.
Oh, thank you.
And then, so sort of shifting gears from the music itself, but what has been, to you, the most memorable moment in your music career so far?
Ooh, that's a really good one. Let me think for a second. I guess you could say, like, in a live performance setting, I remember moving up to Seattle from having been, I was in a cover band for a few years, and it was a really successful band and everything. I was the keyboardist and singer, and in a small town, and I decided to move away and pursue being an original artist and pursue like this calling that I had, and I couldn't really describe it, and people were just like, what are you gonna, like, how are you gonna do that? And I was like, I don't know, the universe will show me the way. And so anyway, I went there, and I went to Seattle, and I started a band super quickly, and like within moving there, like I suddenly like had a show, and I didn't even like know like how everything was happening. It was just kind of happening when I moved there, and that's how I realized like this must be like a thing. This must be real. So I remember just having one of my first shows in Seattle at this Bossa Nova ballroom, and it was just packed, and I was having my hair and makeup done, and it was just like so exciting to think that I had come from just taking a leap of faith into pursuing what I feel like I'm meant to do, and just having this incredible audience and performing my heart out, and it was a really special moment.
Yeah, that sounds really amazing. Definitely a memory that really shows where you wanted to go as an artist and sort of having that realized. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was nice.
And then, if this is another kind of tricky question, but if there was one thing you wanted to try soon or at some point with your music that you haven't done yet, what would be your sort of creative change if you were to do something absolutely crazy and sort of out of your comfort zone right now? What would you do?
Like if I weren't in my style?
It can be in your style, or if you wanted to like apply anything new or different that you just haven't done yet. What would you try out? I really like listening to like really electronic like music that just takes you so much into your own world, and like my music right now, I feel like it does that, and that's exciting. But I like listening to songs like to bands, sorry, like Beach House and St. Lucia, which are more like really bands that just have such a unique, original, independent sound, and when you listen to these songs, it just kind of takes you into a whole new world. Like when I'm walking, like when I listen to music, the type of music that I listen to, like on my iPod or whatever, just walking around is
is that style of music, and I always thought that's funny that my music kind of has some of that in it, but not fully. So I'd love to just go all out with so many vocals and so much ambiance, and just the music just totally, it's just all about the music taking you to a new place.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to try.
That's really cool. And then I have one final question. And this is definitely a very Unheard Gems. We ask at every interview. If you were to recommend to anyone watching this video one growing or Unheard Gems sort of artist to listen to, who would you recommend?
An unheard artist. Oh, I know who I'd recommend. I'd recommend my girl, Melanie Taylor. She is also working with me on creating the label Love Harmony Records, and she's an incredible artist. She's so good, and she's playing all around Los Angeles, and she's just got that fire, that spirit, and her songs are really kind of like Nirvana-esque and just super, she's just got it. And her voice goes really high and it's so powerful, so gotta check her out.
Will do. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with us today. It was great to hear from you about your music and what you are working on.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You said